They needed it. They've gone through a bad patch. But to face a Warrington side also eager to get back on the horse, this should be a real cracker. What a great kick and a good chase.
This great chase led by Mike Cooper and company as Lou McCarthy Scarsbrook is brought down. Just a word about Lance O'Hire. He's starting at fullback tonight for the first time since round 2 of last year at Salford. So very much an unfamiliar role for Lance O'Hire, but he is a quality player. And there's the first mistake, and here's a chance for Griggs. They tried to just dink the ball through, and Griggs dropped on it. It wasn't the best effort, and here's the first penalty, because Griggs was being lied all over by Willie Manu.
Well, I can't believe that St Helens wanted to do something on their own 20-metre line. That is amazing. We know the quality. We know that in the past Saints have been absolutely famous for keeping and doing something different. But that was near suicide.
Well, it might well be, because here come the Warrington Wolves. It's Atkins, they get it wide to Riley, and they make them pay. They make the Saints pay for that blunder in the opening minutes. And Chris Riley scampers over in the corner. The England Knights international for his 10th try of the season. Chris Riley, he's only missed 1 game this year. That was against London on Easter Monday. 12 tries now in all competitions this year. 2 tries on 4 occasions. And he's got a great chance again here tonight of doing that.
20 metres from your own line is not the place to put in a little dink through with the boot. And John Wilkin and the St Helens side have really paid a heavy price indeed. Got to give them credit the way they got the ball out wide. It was a beautiful offload, quick offload by Ryan Atkins. And Chris Riley, he doesn't miss these chances. Scoots in at the corner, takes it another few metres inside just to make it easier for the conversion.
Skipped around the outside of Nathan Ash, who had the despairing tackle. But John Wilkins' little dink through was swooped on by Simon Griggs. Then they got the penalty, and they've scored out wide. And here is Stephen Ratchford to try and add the extra 2. And it's not a bad effort. In fact, it's a brilliant effort. And Warrington are ahead 6-0.
Already, they've scored in the left-hand corner, but I want people, when they get a chance, to look at the replays with John Wells at half-time. It's the left-hand side of St Helens' defence that allowed Warrington to do this. Shift the ball wide, put it in Chris Riley's hands and score. They didn't get their numbers right by any stretch of the imagination. 3 St Helens defenders standing on the left-hand side, marking up against only 2 Warrington defenders. That gave Warrington the overlap on the left-hand side of the field. So when you see a mismatch on the left-hand side, the origins of that were all the way on the other side, with St Helens unable to count correctly.
Well, they managed to beat Warrington at the Halliwell Jones Stadium in March by 22 points to 10. They had Lomax, Roby, Melly, Flanagan in their side that night. They are all ruled out this evening, and Flanagan actually has gone for the rest of the season as well. So Saints very much up against it in terms of injury, and very much up against it. There is Paul Wellens watching from the sideline here, and watching as Warrington come forward again off the boot of Lee Breers into open space, and Lance O'Hire filling in for Wellens picks up. The chase is magnificent from Warrington.
There is James Roby. He'll be hopeful to get back. There was a hint perhaps he might be ready for this weekend. Not so. But the little dink over there by Lee Breers will just put a little bit of fear into it. And there you see Turner trying to go on the outside. And was he pulled?
No, he wasn't. He's been bundled into touch by the Warrington defenders.
Well, I think he's been pulled here.
Well,
That's as much a pull as we saw earlier on today, and a penalty was given by the referees.
Well, the referee's under fire at the moment. Poor old Stuart Cummings. I bet you're glad you came, Stuart. Should that have been a penalty?
Well, it was a difficult one, because I think it was Ratchford almost let go as he was going in, so I think that's what's allowed him to go through with that action. But it was a very close action. See, look, Ratchford lets go at that point.
He doesn't let go at all, Stuart. He's pulling all the way out.
Well, he's still got 2 players who are driving him into touch, so
that's not the question. The question is whether or not he's dragging.
Yeah,
he's in a dragging position, Brian.
Come on, Stuart. You can say that the official have got it wrong from time to time.
He's already done that in the inquest about the video retry for Hull FC against Hull Kingston Rovers. So
I'm talking about this game, Eddie.
Just leave him alone for now. There's plenty of time, Steve-O. I know he's been looking forward to this. Here's Breers. Here is Ratchford. They go wide to Monaghan. I'll try and keep them off your back, Stuart, if I can. This is Westwood. Now it's Wood. That's a big
great
hit.
defence.
And that could have been a flop by Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook. It was good stuff from Sia Soliola. Here's Breers again, finds Ratchford. Ratchford, good ball to Griggs. Griggs will come back and attack this line. Soliola again low down. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook over the top. Last tackle coming up here for Warrington. Hyam just he just delayed a moment, so the kick goes wide from Ratchford's boot. Oh! And a try for Ryan Atkins. Not yet. Not yet.
Just checking onside.
He wants to check the onside from the kick, Phil Bentham, so this goes upstairs to Ian Smith.
Well, it wasn't the best pass, but it came to Ratchford, and you can see he is well and truly onside, Atkins, when he comes through for this kick. Pinpoint accuracy, jumps, leaps superbly and takes it. And I'm afraid St Helens, they're going through the jitters. It's exactly what they went through against Leeds in the opening minutes at Headingley last Monday. They came back, fought back from 16-0, but it could be a different kettle of fish here against this Warrington outfit, who are running riot.
Stuart, happy with that?
Straightforward as they come, that one.
So
Onside from the kick and catches it cleanly and grounds it cleanly.
And so the try is given. Ryan Atkins gets the second Warrington try, and he's got tries in each now of Warrington's last 4, if you include this, last 4 magic games.
And it just shows you that if you test your arm, he knew it wasn't the best pass, but Ratchford was in a sweeping position. You take your chance. Ratchford says, looks up, gets up there. Atkins, athletic.
Well, Steve, Warrington have scored more tries from kicks than any other team in Super League. It isn't a fluke, it doesn't happen by chance. That's practiced and well rehearsed, and a wonderful skill to catch the ball high above your head, as Atkins did there to score. Great kick again there by Ratchford. That gives them a 12-0 lead.
Yes, 12-0 to Warrington.
Well, you thought Hyam was going to be caught then on the last play. Ratchford seemed to have time on his side, but placed the kick in an area where none of the St Helens players were keen to travel to. Atkins headed for it, and it was the delight of the Wolf and the Wolfie fans.
Well, St Helens supporters, they can take heart from the fact that, as Steve O'Reilly says, they were trailing at Headingley on Monday night. They recovered from 16 points down on Monday, and they won by 30 points to 22. But surely lightning can't strike twice, can it?
Well, it can, but I must say that maybe it was a ploy by Nathan Brown that spoke to this John Wilkin and said, look, let's put on an unusual move deep within our own quarter. It was an unusual move. It didn't work. It ricocheted off, and as you can see, the Warrington Wolves are in full control, and this guy is in tremendous form, Mickey Hyam.
Yes, he's making his 7th start in a row. At hooker is Hyam. Michael Monaghan is confined to a place on the bench. The kick through, not the best though, and finds Lance O'Hire, but the chase again. They come up in a primrose and blue wall, and there is no way through for Lance O'Hire. He will get up and play the ball. Here comes Tommy Makinson now in the bright green luminous boots. And Stuart Howarth, who won the Man of the Match award at Headingley on Monday, he gets the ball away from dummy half to Wilkin, but Wilkin is immediately smothered by Griggs and Hyam. Howarth now will come the short side.
Well, Howarth is the type of guy that will just settle things down. He certainly won't rush into everything, and St Helens realise they've got to regroup, got to go through the motions and not try to panic. But that is very good defence by the Wolves.
8 minutes gone. Warrington are ahead by 12 points to 0. You know, although generally under the cosh in Super League against St Helens, they have enjoyed some good days and nights recently. They denied St Helens a 7th consecutive trip to Old Trafford at Langtree Park last September, winning 36-18 to claim their first grand final appearance, for instance.
Eddie, we should have quite a battle now out here on the right-hand side of the field as we look on it. Benny Westwood getting up to play the ball. He's going to be facing up against Willie Manu. We know how Willie Manu set the St. Helens victory in motion, I guess, last Monday against Leeds Rhinos. Very, very good attacker. Benny Westwood, very good defender and very direct attacker. Look at them to go at each other quite often during this 80 minutes.
Chris Hill will take it forward for Warrington, will play the ball to Hyam. He'll then find Myler, and Myler saw a little gap and went for it. Quickly closed down, good tackling by Howarth and Soliola. Here is Breers, and Breers just floats the kick up, looking for Monaghan again. It's palmed down, it's flicked on, still on the last, and there's a chance. Oh, Westwood! Westwood, I don't think he's got it down. In fact, he had a foot in touch anyway.
Either way, it was pretty smart work. He tried to carry the ball with one hand. Watch this. Thought he could just squeeze it over, get on the inside, but he couldn't. It just lost control.
Well, I thought the touch judge had his flag up for a foot in touch, but Stuart, there was no foot in touch there.
There's no foot in touch, no, but it went dead anyway, so the restart's the same, luckily.
And, well, St. Helens are having difficulty getting the ball over the halfway line.
And that's mainly due to the pressure that the opposition defence are applying. He's worked very, very hard as Tony Smith, the Warrington coach. He realises that they've just been a little bit off colour in their defensive pattern.
Here's a 40-20 attempt from John Wilkin. Here's a 40-20 attempt. It's not going to make it, but it's not a bad kick for all of that. Warrington will begin this set of 6 for the first time about 15 metres away from their own line. You can understand why Ben Westwood, by the way, went for that try in the corner. He needs just one try for 100 with the Warrington Wolves.
This is interesting, yeah, isn't it, Ian, to see whether the Warrington side can roll forward far easier. Look, if you put that down then to the dummy half, Mike, Mickey Hyam, he's almost inviting the players to roll forward as the ball's played. Yeah, well,
if he gets out of the blocks, look at the inside pass, superb. Oh, he should have passed it there. Ratsford had the second row of Westwood there.
And here is Myler, he puts it in behind the defence, and that will not run dead. It does go dead now, courtesy of Makinson. And Makinson looks at the pitch, he wonders how on earth this stayed within the field of play.
And this is a reason why the kicking game is so important. In the modern day rugby league, if you get that kick, put the pressure on, sometimes the heads go down. That was well played. Beautiful little dink through by Richie Myler. They're controlling things and they know it. They're in a big hole, the Saints.
Phil mentioned the rolling forward and Mickey Hyam, how it seems to come off him. Keep an eye on him. He jumps out and engages the markers and then passes the ball to his forwards. So he gives the forwards a really good run at the first defender in the line for St. Helens. He's doing great work out of dummy half. That's why they're getting great movement up towards the St. Helens line.
114th appearance for Warrington for Mickey Hyam. He's played 116 times for St. Helens. He's in there at dummy half again as Cooper plays the ball to him. This is Breers, he gives it to Westwood. I must say Westwood is looking for the 100th try tonight. And that was Hyam again who fires the pass to Myler. Myler invites Waterhouse to have a run, and Waterhouse does and tries to spin his way over. He's got great strength, the big Australian second row. They're told to release him, which he does. Hyam finds Myler. Myler then cuts back on the inside. Brucks away from 2. And Myler is just short. And a knock-on to boot.
Just lost control of it. It was smart work there by Myler, because he used one of his own players. You can see Mickey Hyam. He was loitering with intent there and took the hole that Mickey Hyam was standing in. It was desperate defence there by Saints. Had to be. There you see Mickey Hyam. He went right close to him and round to it. And was that ball reefed away? Perhaps on the replay it was. What a relief now for Saints. They need possession and keep hold of it, get through at least the set of 6, and that won't help. Slip it.
Stuart, I think the one thing you'll appreciate from up here, if you haven't appreciated it before, just how difficult it is for referees at normal speed to pick up one-on-one tackles, one-on-one steals, two-on-one steals. You just have to give benefit of the doubt in the end and say, well, that was a knock-on.
It is, and if you saw the ref cam there, the view that Phil Bentham had, it certainly looked like he'd lost the ball, but you get another angle and it looks different, and that's the problem that a referee has.
Yeah, and you guys in the middle, you've just got one look and it's a split-second decision you have to make. It's a tough, tough job. This is much easier, Stuart, I think you'll agree.
I'm not so sure yet.
You'll enjoy it, don't worry, you're settled in.
I'm not so sure. Take time.
Jordan Turner just pumps the ball down the line.
Oh, brilliant kick.
It is a great kick. And that's good play by Ratchford. That's brilliant play by Ratchford.
And that's a quality he brings to the side. They've put him back at full back, and he really has handled that position. And you saw that neat little dummy, neat little step.
Well, the surface does seem different to a lot of the games we've played in rugby. Maybe it's a harder surface, a little drier now as we're getting towards the summer part of the season. But the bounce of the ball has been well costly to many sides today, and I guess putting it and hoping that it bounces in your favour isn't a bad ploy if your side are in trouble.
And it's a Premier League ground, Phil. They haven't allowed this surface to grow.
But we also have games at the DW Stadium, which Wigan Athletic were a Premier League ground, so...
maybe it's the soil on which they are laid, the bits and pieces of grass, perhaps.
Well, let's not forget, fellas, that we haven't had any good weather up until this weekend, virtually. Okay, we had a little bit at Easter, but other than that, it's been shocking.
Wasn't bad the last bank holiday, if I remember rightly, but I know what you're saying. It's been awful. The view of the referee as just a little bit of treatment is offered as the players form this scrum. We have the ref's cam, we have the spider cam, which is swooping across this ground. There is the shot from the spider cam right above that scrum that's formed. And here goes Makinson. Normal camera on the sideline this time, and here now comes big Tony Pulatua.
First real opportunity for Saints to get in the opposition half. Apart from the kick and chase, this is their only time when, oh, that's a slip again. I get the feeling out there's a few of them not got the right studs on.
Josh Jones managed to retain possession for his side then. A flat pass there, and Turner almost through.
Good work by Atkins. It had to be. Myler went low. Atkins finished him off.
Nathan Ash pops the ball up again for Tony Pulatua. This is, well, 15 minutes. I think this is the first time that the Warrington line has been threatened. I can't remember too many more times. And here is Wilkin, and he gets it to O'Hire, who'll dink the ball towards the in-goal area. Ratchford comes in, but he will be trapped in goal. That's much better from St Helens. And if there are game changes, if there are moments in a match that turn a team's fortunes, I wonder if we've seen one here.
Well, the kick was superb. The fullback O'Hire made sure that the chase was good. Finished off Makinson, made sure there's no chance. Sheer weight got him over there, and that will lift the Saints.
Just watch that one going back in.
Lance O'Hire, he missed Monday. He's featured in the previous 5. He actually scored a try against Warrington in the win in March from standoff. He's either a standoff or his international positions hooker.
You know, St Helens have been very good when they've got close to opponents' try line this year. They've got good players who can find ways over it. But so far, for 15 minutes, they've been denied opportunity. Look, the opponents have had 4 times as much possession to attack inside the opponent's half. We just wait for a fresh ball here. And Stephen Ratchford, I'm sure, will want to kick this as far as he possibly can.
What was the problem with that one? Did it burst or something, did it? Or did...
I think it was a bit soft.
OK. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook will take it back on the first tackle for St Helens.
Well, that wasn't soft, was it? Wood really got himself inside there.
Pity we haven't got any camera inside the ball, otherwise we could have told you whether that ball had deflated or not. We've got cameras everywhere else.
That's next, Eddie.
It is indeed. He is Percival. Good ball out the back door to Josh Jones. Josh Jones will keep it going, and Warrington here now having to defend vigorously for the first time near their own line. As Manu takes it forward, and Manu stands, he gets the ball away, risky business. Picked up by Wilkin, he finds Jones. Jones then inside to Pulatua. Big man, great ball, another good hand, more good hands. Jordan Turner, they go wide to Gardner. Gardner will score. What a try at the Magic Weekend for St Helens.
Eddie, that is sensational. That is sensational handling. Tony Pulatua, ball around the corner. We've seen him do it a few times. Well, that's entertainment at its very best.
Well, they got themselves in a good position. Mano get the ball away, and then Pulatua does the rest. Wilkin got it away. Was good stuff. Had the movement. Josh Jones involved as well, but this is a nice time to finish off a wonderful three-quarter move. The build-up was good. He took them on, did Willie Manu, and they had the space and the speed, but nice dummy. And what about the one-handed offload there? Sensational stuff. Soliola set this man into the corner. Well, another shaky start by the Saints, but they have defied logic, and they have come back with a cracking try.
They have the 199th try of Aidy Gardner's career, so there's another man who is on the brink of a milestone tonight. One more and he gets 200 for his career. And Aidy Gardner's only played half of the opening 16 matches for St Helens this year. Now then, Tommy Makinson. Wing against Leeds on Monday as well. A couple of tries and 3 goals. Can he add the extras here? It's not a bad kick. It is a brilliant kick from Makinson. Well, Ratchford and Makinson have brought their shooting boots with them, that's for sure. And it looks like we're in for another belter, 6-12.
It's very difficult to shut down a side that can just suck in the defence and have the ability to just keep it alive. See how he gets to 2. Manu offload. Wilkin knew there was nothing down on this left-hand side, and this guy, it just carries about one-hand pass. Super stuff. And what a finish.
Outstanding. Well, 3 great tries. Oh, this is I thought that was going out in the full. Nathan Ash decided not to take the chance.
Well, it should take a bit of magic to score a try at this level, and I think that's what we saw there from St Helens. They had tried it first on the left-hand side, and as Brian has pointed out earlier, Willie Manu is a favourite option for St Helens when they're in possession. Big, strong challenge there. Is it Soliola who took the ball forward? But Saints have done really well, haven't they? With limited possession, they fought their way back into the game after a tough opening quarter.
And here is Willie Manu. You look at these statistics, St Helens have scored 64 tries before tonight. They've conceded 52. Warrington have scored 76. That's 12 more than St Helens before tonight, and they conceded 50, 2 less than the Saints. There is a mistake from John Wilkin. So good on Monday, Wilkin.
Well, he took his eyes off the football. Simple. He was looking to the place where it was about to kick. Bit of a schoolboy error this, I'm afraid. See how he just took his eyes away from it. He knows it. He knows it's a lot of pressure. Nathan Brown, and boy, he knows what pressure's like. It hasn't been the best run for him, has he, since he's gone to St Helens?
No, it hasn't, but they begin this weekend inside the top 8. Breers showed it to Westwood, gave it to Ratchford. Ratchford then gives it back to Breers. Breers then to Westwood this time.
Warrington looking for the second phase here, Eddie.
They are. They're 15 metres, they're now 12 metres away from the line. Here comes Waterhouse.
Great tackle by Jordan Turner.
Ball's popped up to Chris Hill. Chris Hill will drive to the line for Warrington. Despite the fact that he had 3 men on his back, he gets so close. Hyam fires the ball to Breers again. Breers then turns it back to Ratchford. Ratchford hands it on to Myler, and Myler went into a St Helens roadblock. But look how close the Warrington Wolves are with Hyam again, and Westwood. He takes the return. Mickey Hyam dabs the ball in, and to the rescue comes young Mark Percival.
Yeah, John on the spot there. It had to be, and just ricocheted away. The best little chip through, but they got the bounce, and that will please Nathan Brown. They muscled up. They got the defence sorted out.
It'll please John Wilkin as well, who came up with the error. Here's the St Helens try scorer, Gardner.
Puts his body on the line at every opportunity, doesn't he, Gardner?
Well, we can see Warrington there. Tremendous tackle success to begin with. 3 green lights shows they're doing well in the main areas of rugby league. Made some breaks, made good meters, and the defence has been good, but not good enough to prevent that first St Helens try.
Howarth with the kick from dummy half, looking for a 40-20.
It's a great chase as well.
It is a great chase, and Chris Riley took a tumble there in back play. I don't know whether he got a push or a shove, or he just lost his footing completely. The pitch here now, of course, bathed in shade. The sun has been shining all day. It's Been a perfect start to the Magic Weekend, and the weather forecasters promise us more to come tomorrow. 3 more great games kicking off at 3 o'clock. Oh, and that just made it. I think, was it out on the floor?
Yeah, it hit the whitewash. He's a bit confused as Mickey Hyam, but when we get the replay, I think you'll see quite clearly. Right on the whitewash. My eyes are improving, Eddie.
They are. They're improving like the red wine that you quaff from time to time with age.
Turn him into a video referee.
A new job for you. How about that? Do you want a job as a video ref, Steve-O?
Next question.
Stuart, do you want him as a video referee?
He can have a go now if he wants, yeah.
Well, with all the technology, I think I can get it right.
People do think that he is the video referee, of course, and they have since it was introduced. We know differently.
Thankfully, Eddie, yes. This is a good opportunity for Saints now, and they really are pumping it through.
That's a good run. Good run from Wilkin. Howarth is waiting at dummy half, 15 metres away. Here's O'Hire. And O'Hire tries to go on Paul Wood's inside, and the prop forward stood his ground.
Good work by O'Hire. He's taking first receiver. He's actually trying to control things out there.
Great ball. This is Soliola. It was a tremendous little slip past that. And here is Wilkin again. That's a great tackle. A great tackle by Hyam. Yeah. And that's the turnover, because that was the last tackle.
Super stuff, wasn't it? Wilkin just about getting the short pass to O'Hire, and the hooker Mickey Hyam just belted him down. He's in super form.
Yes, he is. And St Helens are doing their best to keep Warrington penned down here at this end of the field where they turn the ball over.
Well, the kicker of the ball, our main player, always gets a lot of credit in rugby league. John Wilkin in that occasion. Here's the error, though, that St Helens have come up with. And when John Wilkin now is put under pressure, people then point the finger saying, well, he hasn't got the kick away. It is a role with tremendous responsibility. Now then, unfortunately, his teammates have come up with a defensive effort here to force Ryan Atkins into error. And they should get 6 more players here inside their opponent's 20 zone.
I just can't not understand that when you're in your own 20 metres, we saw it early with a Wilkin kick, unsuccessful. It wasn't the best thing to do. And now we are finding Ryan Atkins, after being put under pressure, tries to offload on his own 20-metre line. Drives me crazy why they do things like that.
Well, there are 3 men prowling the touchline waiting to come on, Bill Arthur.
Absolutely. Gareth Carvell, Michael Monaghan and Adrian Morley, and that's a great sight to see, not just for Warrington Wolves fans but rugby league fans, because Morley has been out since round 3 when he tore a bicep against the Catalan Dragons. There was talk of it being a career-ending injury, but he is back. Yes, and when you see those 3, 8, 9 and 10, by virtue of the fact that they are the numbers that the coach gave them at the start of the year, it's the first choice front row coming on. But Saints are in with Jordan Turner. St Helens trail 12-0, and the kick to come here, it's going to be level pegging at 12 apiece. St Helens fighting back on Monday. St Helens have fought back here tonight. Scores 12-10 now, kick to come, could be level in a moment.
And should be level. It all came about by the mistake by Ryan Atkins. But what about the offload there? Absolutely wonderful. Little offload by Nathan Ash. This is the error from Atkins. Watch the fumble by young Ash, and then pushes the ball through. Fumble, bang, sucked in Atkins, and in he goes Jordan Turner. They've done it again of the Saints. They were in a deep hole. It was the same at Headingley on Monday night. Who would have thought they'd fight back? And they've done it yet again. Brian, amazing.
Well, who would have thought is right? Yeah, no, they've done well there, Steve-O. I think if Nathan Ash has got that ball into his hands and it's been a little slower, Jordan Turner almost overruns him. It's just worked out well that Nathan Ash was reaching for the pass and had to shovel it onto an on-running Jordan Turner, steamed onto the ball, and the Warrington Wolves defence couldn't come up with an answer to that.
Well, Jordan Turner scored a try here for Hull against Hull Kingston Rovers in the Magic fixture last year, and he's just come up with a try here for Saints that, providing Makinson adds the extras here, will level this match up. And Warrington were waiting to make the change of bringing on their first choice front row, and they couldn't, Oh, he's hit the post. But Morley, Monaghan and Carvel are back now for the Wolves.
And isn't it amazing how a little bit of a fumble can just put off the defence? It was enough to drag out Ryan Atkins. And Turner gleefully accepts the pass from young Nathan Ash to put them back in this game.
Well, for the first 15 minutes, Mike, Warrington didn't allow St Helens a view of the try line, and then in the last 10 minutes they've come up with mistakes that have compounded the problems, put themselves under pressure, and we've seen just how deadly St Helens can be at scoring when they get close to an opponent's try line.
And Warrington now will play with that completely changed front row, because the men to go off were Hill, Hyam and Wood.
And it's amazing, isn't it, to think that on the bench you start a game with 8, 9 and 10. First choices regular throughout any team.
Usually, Steve-o, you're right, but these are the days of squad numbers, and people keep telling me it doesn't matter what number you've got on your back, you just go out there and play. But I know, and I agree with you 100%. 8, 9 and 10 is a first choice front row, without a doubt.
Well, it's taken 23 years and you have started to agree with me.
I've seen sense. Wilkin, that was inside the 40. Monaghan will not let it bounce. Joel Monaghan will bring it back. Good chase though by Saints again. I think they're going to have to come out and believe that they're 12-0 down each and every match.
Yeah, oh, that's a high shot. There's going to be a penalty. Oh, is it allowed play on? That's good refereeing.
It is good refereeing. And Griggs is pulled down by Ohio. He'll play the ball quickly here to Breers. Monaghan, that's Michael, will push it into midfield and find Myler.
He should have offloaded there to have the opportunity. They had the overlap.
The St Helens defence is set. Do Warrington have the key with Riley? Riley!
What a try!
That's a tremendous effort if he's got it down.
He's got it down, okay. He wants to make sure to Phil Bentham. But I have no doubt in my mind that Riley has gone in. And it had to take some scoring, that.
Well, his face tells you he thinks he scored.
So do I.
This picture tells you
Try time.
that he has. Stuart, you agree?
Absolutely. He's got keeps possession of the ball and he grounds it correctly. Nowhere near the touchline, so that's a try.
Great effort from Chris Riley. Try from absolutely nothing, which will be confirmed now. His second try of the Magic Weekend for Chris Riley. Well, 2 tries on 5 occasions now for Chris Riley this year, and it just shows you his last try came against the Bulls 4 weeks ago. He's got 2 in the opening 20 minutes here tonight.
Eddie, this is superb refereeing. He ignored the high tackle. He said play on, and that's what we want to see, more and more of that. And then they had the numbers, but how on earth did he squeeze in here? That is tremendous. 2 went high, 1 should have dropped to low, 1 should have gone for the legs, and they have paid that price. Oh, wonderful.
And the kick is pretty good from Stephen Ratchford. Warrington 18, Saints 10.
Eddie, when you get down pitch level beside these players, you see how big they are. We're just going to have a look now at the referee would have seen with the high tackle, seeing it, decided to play on. When you're down pitch side, Eddie, you appreciate how big these athletes are. Chris Riley is not one of the big athletes. In fact, amongst all the others, he looks almost out of place sometimes. But what he does have is ticker. I'm talking in abstracts now. But if you could give what he's got underneath his shirt to some bigger players, they'd be world class. He's well worth his place in Tony Smith's side, plays well above his weight, and he's a great try scorer.
And he's only 25. He's an England Knights international. Highly, highly underrated, Chris Riley.
I've often said it, Eddie, he doesn't get the plaudits that he fully deserves. I know many people just say, well, all he does is score tries, but that's what they're out there for.
Here's Michael Monaghan.
And what a wonderful man to throw in. You know, Tony Smith has got a really great squad. He knows it. As we've mentioned, Eddie brought the news of 8, 9 and 10 to come off the subs bench, but especially with Michael Monaghan.
Here's a penalty.
A very experienced hooker takes over from Mickey Hyam.
Second effort on the floor here by Josh Jones, just wouldn't let Waterhouse get to his feet. So interference at the play of the ball, penalty to Warrington, which concedes 25 metres ground, and so they start this just outside the 30. And here comes Atkins running strongly, halted by Nathan Ash and Jordan Turner. That's Michael Monaghan. Here's Trent Waterhouse. That's Myler. Here's Morley. Morley then back to the running Breers. Breers, great ball to Ratchford. Ratchford to Monaghan. Good tackle. Good tackle. Tremendous tackle that was by Makinson.
Good rugby. Great rugby indeed. In fact, I think the skill to get the ball from one side to the other. It was a strong run to set it all up by Atkins. Wonderful skill and timing by the Wolves players. But St Helens' defence on this occasion managing to get their decisions correct under pressure with players sprinting at them. And it's a good, strong tackle from Makinson to win the ball back for his team.
And not only that, Phil, you saw the opposite on the left-hand side. Remember when Riley squeezed through, two of the St Helens defenders, not one went for the legs. That's the way to put a man down. Can't run without his legs. Simple.
St Helens scrum feed, and Makinson trying to work the ball forward on the first tackle.
Well, some teams like to bring on a super sub. St Helens want to make a few more metres. You can see they're almost 200 behind their opponents. And in bringing on the sub, Alex Wormsley here now, I'm sure will touch the ball very soon. They've got one of the better goal-forward players in Super League. Brian says that most of the players are big out there. He is one of the biggest. At the moment, he hasn't touched it, and Saints are up and over the halfway line. But he'll make a difference, I'm sure, over the next 8-9 minutes.
And there he is, Alex Wormsley. He came on and was impressive on Monday against Leeds. 2012 Championship Young Player of the Year. Richie Myler on the other side for Warrington also picked up that award in the past. That's good play by young Percival. Monaghan collected the ball from the kick, and Percival just waited his time, bided his time, brought him to ground.
Yeah, he's got a very good head on the shoulders, hasn't he, Mark Percival? Not only with ball in hand, but a little chip through. Amazing how a game can just turn around. And you've got to give credit to St Helens. Nathan Brown, they didn't panic. You know, they raced away, 12-0 down, did Warrington. And put a lot of pressure on them. But they showed that fight, didn't they, against Leeds last Monday.
Breers goes straight down the middle with the big hoof. This will hit the ground. It could go anywhere, this. Gardner picks it up, head down.
It's amazing. Every time I see Eddie Gardner, throughout his career, Eddie, I think he must practice in the back garden against running into a wall.
Yes, he only knows one way, doesn't he? He's brave. Here's Wormsley again. Lance O'Hire as a dummy half.
I've got to give credit, you know, to referee Phil Benton. He's allowing this game to flow. There's a few little indiscretions, just little tucks away, trying to pull the ball away and two into the tackle, but he is controlling it well. We're getting a good service.
Nathan Ash just changed the direction then, put the kick in, crossfield kick. Percival's after this, but it's easy for Joel Monaghan. Wilkin was leading the chase with 33. Luke Thompson. His try sealed the win at Leeds on Monday night, remember, the big fella, the big youngster, 18 years of age. Nathan Brown has great confidence in the young players. Breers, that was good. He got it away to Myler.
It's interesting to note, you know, that Tony Smith, the Warrington coach, when Mickey Hyam comes off the field and they put up Michael Monaghan, you'll see Stephen Ratchford, as he's doing now, drop into that play the ball area, which used to be always controlled by Michael Monaghan. It just shows you that Monaghan has lost that pace.
Myler with a lovely little chip through. Monaghan's asked for it to be kicked to the corner, which it was. Not quite the length he wanted. Makinson picks it up. 6 minutes to half-time. Warrington 18-10 to the good. Just 8 points in this match. Early on, it looked in danger that Warrington would run away with it when they streaked into a 12-0 lead, but St Helens mounted one of their comebacks. The second inside a week. Gardner's struggling to get to his feet. Ryan Atkins allows him eventually.
It's amazing how defence is so strong these days, Eddie. Normally you'll get a try-score opportunity when it comes from an error from the opposition, knock on, or just maybe give away a silly penalty, lack of composure can just change the game around in a matter of seconds.
Last tackle here, so the ball eventually worked to Jordan Turner, and he gets the kick away.
A couple of times now, Eddie, Warrington have worked it so they've had numbers, excess numbers at Ryan Atkins and Chris Riley's side, the left-hand side of the field. They haven't been able to get the ball out there. I wonder will they try it in this set or towards the end of this half, because they have certainly left St. Helens short on that side.
Well, they've scored 3 tries on that side of the field. It would make sense again to go over the back in centre field, split with a right-left.
Gareth Carvell, he's only started 3 games this year for Warrington. He plays the ball on halfway to Michael Monaghan. There's Breers, now Westwood. Michael Monaghan again. Infield it comes to young Ben Curry, another great young prospect in the Super League. This fella really is earning his spurs. 15th appearance in a row here tonight for Ben Curry. Breers hoists the high one down the line, looking for Monaghan. Finds nobody. Finds Monaghan eventually. Ball played inside. It hit Alonso high, and I think he took it out. I think this might be head and feed to the Warrington Wolves, Stuart. Do you agree?
Well, the touchers just ask Phil to check about the touch. He thinks he might have gone into touch first off.
Now then, did Monaghan get a hand to the one before that? He does here, of course.
No, I think he releases that beforehand. And the question then is, does Ohio play at the ball?
Well, you've got to tell us, does he?
I don't think he does play at the ball.
Well, the referee and the video referee Ian Smith believe he did. So they've given the head and feed to Warrington. Lee Breers, go to the screen, please, sir. And he did.
The one thing about this ref cam, Eddie, that I do enjoy is that it gives the viewers what a referee has to put up with all the players, the anguish that, oh, come on, sir, give me this, sir.
They're attacking down that left-hand side again, Warrington with Ratchford. And here is Riley, come back into centre field now with Myler. He'll find Carvell, quick offload by Carvell to Waterhouse. Big Trent takes it forward to within 9 metres, 8 metres maybe of that line. Michael Monaghan finds Breers, he turns it back to Carvell. And Carvell is grounded by 3 St. Helens defenders. And Monaghan is scheming again at dummy half. That was the pass to Myler, who comes back inside, straight into the chest of Sia Soliola. 4 tackles gone, 2 remaining this set of 6. Michael Monaghan gives it then to Breers, and Breers! Lee Breers gets the try. His 100th try for Warrington, providing it's given the green light by the video referee. And the ex-St. Helens halfback signed for $65,000 in 1997. 150th try for Warrington. Is it his 150th, Stuart?
Well, he's checking for obstruction, and I think that's the collision there. Does he get through the line? Does he stop the St. Helens player sliding across?
Well, it's Carvell that the man is there. I don't think that it stopped him. No. I don't think it stopped him at all. This will be
I think Carvell's done his job there, and he's got through the line. So I don't think he's affected the defence at all.
Well, the time has come that Stuart Cummings and myself actually have agreed on something, and Breers will be given this try. And listen to the Warrington fans when it comes up on that big screen, T-R-Y.
And it'll be the 150th time that Lee Breers has scored for Warrington in 411 games. He made his debut for Warrington against St. Helens in a 60 points to 16 defeat in April 1997, and he is still here.
It was great work, wasn't it, by Joel Monaghan to keep that alive. You can see there Lance O'Hire has been deemed to make a play at that. But the dummy run from Gareth Carvell was enough to just upset the defence. But he's still got it, hasn't he? Through the dummy. And boy, did he enjoy this. You little beauty.
Yeah, Lee Breers gets the try, but there is certainly a question mark about whether Lance O'Hire played at that ball to give Warrington the head and feed at the scrum. It certainly hit him. He was moving towards the ball, I mean, everybody on the gantry here is shaking, nodding their head, saying that he did play at the ball. But you and I, Stuart, we think there's a question mark.
Well, I think it's just hit him on the chest as he's coming back to cover.
The fact that he's moving towards the ball.
Well, that doesn't matter. He's moving back to tackle the player, and the ball comes back and hits him on the chest.
He does lift his arm.
He's lifted his arm, George.
On that shot, yeah, you can see he just
important
lifts his
for
arm.
him that ball does not go behind him where he can't see that it could possibly be an attacking player. So he's done the right thing as a fullback to ensure that the ball doesn't get past him.
Don't worry, Stuart, you'll get used to it.
Oh, don't worry, he's been involved in all this for all these years. He just has never had the right of reply in the past. And of course, Stuart Cummings was the first man ever to use a video referee in Paris, Sheffield Eagles, all those years ago. 10 minutes into the first ever Super League match, 1996.
Freddie Bonquet.
Freddie Bonquet, you've got good memory. Right, down to Bill.
Yeah, Saints' problems just got worse. Not only conceding that try, but losing Anthony Lafranchi to what seems to be a back injury, getting treated on the sidelines and looks in a lot of discomfort. So just having one or two problems on and off the field at the moment, the Saints.
Yes, they are, and they're trailing by 24 points to 10, and there could be more trouble here because Riley's on for a hat-trick and very unselfishly pulls the ball back inside to Waterhouse, and Waterhouse scores the try for Warrington. They're killing them out wide. They are absolutely ripping Saints to shreds down the left-hand side of the Warrington attack. And Trent Waterhouse, ninth start in the second row in succession. 2 tries against St Helens in the playoff win last September that took the Warrington Wolves to Old Trafford. And a try at the Magic Weekend. It's only his third of 2013.
Well, you got the right word there, Eddie. This is magic. Sensational pass from Richie Myler. Cut out a man, got through to the centre, and then Riley, so unselfish-like, back on the inside. This is out of the top drawer. Just draw your man. Look at the concentration on Riley there. And he knew. And what about the position by the second rower, Trent Waterhouse? He knew he didn't want to go on the outside. The little offload from Chris Riley. And you can see there that Lee Breers is laying down the law. We do not lose this lead. We concentrate now, even more so than just before we started to kick off. That was outstanding.
Well, they scored a try in the first minute of the first half, and they've just scored a try in the very last minute of the first half as well. And can Ratchford maintain this 100% record with the boot? Oh, boy! Yes, he can. Well, 12-0. It got to 10-12, and it's suddenly streaked away to 30 points to 10 to Warrington as they... Magic Weekend. We have the last 40 minutes of day one coming up here. Saints having to come from behind against Warrington. They get the second half in motion. Morley will drive the ball forward for the Warrington Wolves. 30 points to 10 in the lead are the Wolves. And well, we saw a tremendous second half display from the Saints on Monday in our first Monday night Super League. I wonder if we're in for a little bit more of the same here tonight.
Well, you'd have to safe to say, Eddie, that Saints know they've got to twist their wrist, their arm. They've got to try it a little bit to try to get the ball out wide. They've never had much opportunity to allow the likes of young Percival and Turner. And it's going to be a very, very difficult battle to get back into this match.
Well, they've weathered the first set of 6, I think, although we'll see what happens here to the Breers bomb. Underneath it is Lance O'Hare. And he puts the ball into centre field to Gardner, who goes down almost before the challenge came from Myler and from Waterhouse. Terrific first half from the Wolves, Steve-O. It looked as though it might just drift away from them at 12-10 when Saints were mounting the fight back, but boy, they had a bit more left in the tank, didn't they?
Certainly, and the combination of just good, hard, solid work from the forwards. But, you know, with Lee Breers and Richie Myler, and of course the fullback Stephen Ratchford, they've been so influential. Ratchford, of course, with the kicking game as well, but he's been outstanding. It's been a good team effort by Warrington. As you say, Saints, they got back into the game, but when Riley scored that try out wide, they just let their heads go down slightly.
The kick from Wilkins straight to Joel Monaghan. Let's go down to Bill.
No let-up is the message from the Warrington Wolves in this second half. They really don't want to allow Saints a foothold early at the start of the second 40. A let-up that occasionally they have been guilty of at times this season, but they don't intend to give Saints any opportunity to get back into this game, which is what Saints are desperately hoping for at the start of the second 40 minutes. They're going to have to do it without Anthony Lafranchi, though, because he's had a back spasm and won't be returning for Saints.
That's a blow for the Saints, but Bill is right. They will not be taking their foot off the throat. Nathan Brown knows that, because no team has tormented Warrington quite like St Helens over the years. They've won 38, drawn 2 of 45 previous encounters in Super League since 1996, so they'll be in no mood to be charitable here. That kid from Brea is a bit too far forward. Makinson diffuses it easily in goal. He wants to get on with it as well. Didn't take it from the right spot. We'll have to come back to where the line is marked in the middle of the field.
Well, it's a rule, Eddie, that not many fans or players like. You've got to wait until I'm ready and the ball.
No, he could have gone if he'd have taken the tap on the mark. He was 5 metres the wrong side of the mark. Watch. There. He's got to take it on that little cross.
And it's, you know, it's like you've got to have both feet behind the line, etc., etc., etc. If you're going to pull him up for that, then you've got to pull him up for everything.
Stuart, we're at you again.
Well, there was a campaign, I think, from this gantry for a while to have a mark put in the centre. Put a mark in the centre this year, and he still missed it.
Correct. Phil, you got what you wanted, and it's still a mess.
It's my only contribution to the sport. I'm proud of it.
Oh, you did play a bit there, Phil.
Oh, you've got a good memory.
Don't be disrespectful.
Here is Percival. They're going wide. Makinson chips the ball in field. Well watched by Ratchford.
What a game he's having. It's very unusual. We mentioned the fact that Tony Smith utilises Stephen Ratchford from the fullback position. He lets him drop into that dummy half position, and he knows he's got the pace, he's got the step. He can trouble any first and second markers.
And that's been deemed to be a forward pass.
Well, that has to be a
Warrington.
lifeline, Eddie. A massive lifeline here for St Helens. And I know they must be feeling down and a little sad and deflated, but they have to get excited here, because this is an opportunity to perhaps kick-start the second half for them. They're going to get the ball close to Warrington's line. We saw in the first half, whether it's a forward pass or not is irrelevant now. He doesn't agree. But St Helens are in an ideal position here to get their own supporters excited and put some points on the board from this position.
Can I just ask you about Stephen Ratchford? I think when he was bought by Warrington from Salford, people saw him as the heir apparent to Lee Breers. Do you think, after what we've seen in the recent past, he might be the heir apparent to Brett Hodgson?
Without a doubt. And he's a utility player, and that's something that every coach needs.
Well, here is Sia Soliola. He was looking to get the ball away then to Jordan Turner. Couldn't. Plays the ball to O'Hire. That was forward.
Yeah, they've got that one right.
Stewart is nodding his head. He agrees.
Called by Clint Sherrod on the side, that one.
What a waste of an opportunity.
Well, he's got enough experience, hasn't he, Lance O'Hire? May give Clough benefit of the doubt in that he was coming early. In fact, he was trying to put the brakes on. It's no good shaking your head. We have the technology to prove that they've got it right.
Well, in defence of all video referees that have ever lived, Eddie, you know, we're not as critical on a player for throwing a forward pass from an acting half-back position like that as we are on a video referee or a referee or touch judge's decision for a try or no try in the last 5 minutes. And yet that equally could have been as important, couldn't it, in the game? That was an opportunity for St Helens to score, which could have helped them get back into it. So you do have to accept sometimes human error happens for players and officials.
Michael Monaghan having a little word with John Wilkin then. He had the wind taken out of his sails, I think, in the tackle. This is Myler. Oh, and Myler just sat down because the defence was coming at him, led by the huge figure of Alex Walmsley. Curry gets the ball away, and Monaghan drops on it gratefully. That's the last tackle. They lost a bit of momentum, a little bit of ground there, Warrington. Here's Breers again, drilling the kick towards the corner flag, and O'Hire not interested in this.
Clever play by this fella, Lee Breers. How many years has he done this for Warrington? And what he's done is just calm things down. Nothing brilliant. He knows he has the ability to put that side spin on the kick, that it goes to the right.
I know, Steve-o, you're a lover of technology. You've got all the bits and pieces, all the electronics that the whole world might need. And I know that we try and blow the fuse on you a few times, but what do you think of the Spider Cam? I think it's fantastic.
I think it's great, and also I like the fact that the ref cam, you know, it's as I mentioned before, that the looks on the players' faces when the referee blows them up, it's quite threatening, and the fans for the first time can understand how threatening it is to the referees. I love it.
There's the Spider Cam behind the St Helens line as they bring it forward. Spider Cam in action. That's what it looks like. Doesn't look particularly like a spider, does it? But it's on a web, almost hanging above the stadium here.
Spider Cam, Spider Cam.
Pardon?
I was just singing a song.
What Leeds Rhinos? You've started them off now. There's some Leeds fans here. They're a day early.
And full credit to them as well, Eddie. You know, they come for the jamboree, the 2 days, not just one, and then go after the game, etc., etc. You know, northern people, it surprises me, get value for money. If I was paying, I'd want to see all 7 games.
Well, you're seeing all 7 games for free, but we're getting the benefit of your expertise. There's the Spider Cam operators. They thought when they got the job in England this weekend they were off to the European Champions League final, but they've come to Manchester instead. They're from Germany as well, as Borussia Dortmund, of course, against Bayern Munich, which is also on Sky Sports this marvellous weekend of live sport. And perhaps now they're just watching the match, I'm not sure.
You amaze me at times.
Whoa, and up and under.
Not the best from Ratchford.
That would have hit the Spider Cam. That would have hit the Spider Cam. Went that high. That'd be interesting, Stuart. What's the decision when it hits the Spider Cam or hits one of the wires?
It depends if players are irregularly affected. In other words, the team that gets the ball shouldn't have got the ball, and if it is, it will be a scrum and head and feed to the last team in possession.
Might see them aiming for it. And apparently that was a discussion we had with the people who make the rules, the Rugby Football League, before we installed the Spider Cam, and that was all cleared away.
I'm glad I got it right then.
Well, we had 40 points in the first 40 minutes. We've had none probably in the 10 that we've had in this second half. But again, if St Helens can be the first to score, they'll give themselves a chance. They're getting a better share of possession. They're going forward and making ground. And although the stats still say that Warrington deserved the lead, I sense with Tony Pulatua and his teammates' hands on ball, there's still chance for St Helens.
There is, with people like Pulatua out there, Wilkin out there, this fellow Soliola out there as well. In the end, Waterhouse brings him down. He went down a little awkwardly then, Soliola, and he just gets up a bit gingerly. Nathan Ash fires the ball wide to Pulatua, and Mark Percival off the outside of the boot. Oh, a little fumble by Rexford.
His first error of the game, and he knows it.
We've hexed him. We've hexed him. We've called him the new Brett Hodgson.
Well, this has to be it, Eddie. This set has to be the chance for St Helens to get back in the game. The last time they were here, they got pulled up for a forward pass on play 2. They can't afford to come away without scoring in this situation, or really applying and testing Warrington in defence.
Shakes his head, Stefan Ratchford. It's been that sort of a day. It's been a long day for the Warrington Wolves and their supporters. They've had to wait till the final match. They're making it pay at the moment. 30 points to 10. They lead. Here is Lance O'Hire. This is, as Phil says, rightly a chance for Josh Jones and St Helens. Getting possession from the scrum, so close to their opponent's line. Howarth just pops it up to Walmsley. He'll play it there to Howarth again. Quick play of the ball is what they needed. The pass like that was not what they needed. But here's young Luke Thompson. Moment of glory for him on Monday night, looking for more. And Jones again will drive the ball in. Solid Warrington defence. Howarth is waiting once more. That's a better pass to pull it to it. That's Wilkin. O'Hire, can he get it wide? No, good defence again from Warrington.
No panic in the defence line there.
And Wilkin. This goes high, looking for A.D. Gardner, looking also for Jordan Turner. They found Jordan Turner, and Turner will touch down.
He'll give this, and he has.
Second try for Jordan Turner. And just what Nathan Brown would have dreamt of at half-time. First blood to the Saints in this second half.
A never say die attitude. Here's the kick in. It was wonderful, wasn't it? He tapped it forward. I think he gets it down. There's a little bit of a bobble. He gets to it here. Now then, does Richie Myler knock the ball away? Riley's having a good look at it. Slow, slow, slow. Oh, fingertip control. Well, we saw in the previous game, they give it with fingertip control, and this will be given surely. And the Saints, they have dragged themselves back into this match yet again.
Steve-O, you're in video referee mode. They've given the try. The try is given.
Good.
Without reference upstairs.
Good.
Makinson here to try and add the extras. This is a big kick. Oh, yes, it just squeezed in the right side of the post. It's 16:30.
Eddie, we've seen some great fielding of the ball today. Craig Hall in the earlier game. But Jordan Turner, in this occasion, that's the referee's view of that try. And that's a try being awarded without reference to the video referee. I spent my career dropping those balls when they were cross-kicked like that. I've watched Craig Hall and now Jordan Turner pluck it out of the air and put it down over the try line for 4 points. Well done. And St. Helens now a chance to get themselves right back into this game. I don't believe they're fully back into it, but Warrington are giving them opportunities to do so.
And yet again, it shows you that, remember, it was a knock-on from Stephen Ratchford that gave them the opportunity, got them a good field position.
What a run from Walmsley. The ball went backwards, it's play on, they've got plenty. Oh, that's not play
that's a shame.
I think it'll be the first knock on.
I think Thompson has knocked it on first and it hits the Warrington player, so this should be Wolves' head and feed. I think Thompson, yeah, he's lost control, and as soon as it hits Monaghan, that has to be head and feed to the Warrington Wolves.
I heard the referee shout play on in the about 5 minutes, well, no, about 10 seconds before that. There was no suggestion it was a knock on the other way, and that was a free play, was it? Obviously not. And here comes Morley.
That's
good
a great
to see
run.
him back.
Yeah, great run. Morley of old.
Now then, the space for Breers. There's even more space out wide.
He's done it again. Monaghan looking to go over the whitewash. Oh, Wilkin getting a little bit untidy.
Yes, you're getting a bit heated with Grix. There are 3 there to stop this run from Michael Monaghan. He will play it. And now then, was that knocked out by Saints? No, it's play on, says the referee.
You know, he didn't have anybody to pass to. Simon Griggs got into dummy half and threw up his arms to say, who wants it? Michael Monaghan would usually go into the hooking role. And you could just see he was caught between two and the marker was able to pick him off. Caught between two minds. And that happens sometimes when the regular passer of the ball from dummy half, Michael Monaghan, gets caught in the tackle. And this is his brother, Joel. Well, getting acrobatic in an effort to keep the ball in play, which he managed to do so successfully.
So St Helens survived that raid. 55 gone, and the Saints were first to score. And Wilkin goes for a big hoof downfield off the feet of Ratchford again.
I think they're ready. Oh, here's Ratchford away down the left.
Yes, they have space here. Warrington with Ratchford. Oh, and he comes inside and leaves Turner on his backside. Good job that Manu was there.
Richie Myler has a claim for a penalty. He's been pulled back by Jordan Turner. The referee perhaps has seen it. He has done. Just keep an eye on Jordan Turner and Richie Myler.
Well, he's had to kick from the 20 because Warrington's defence was so good. Then with his brilliance, he's skipped through a couple of players, and you just see Myler pulled back there, hand on the shirt. That's why the penalty just puts him a little closer to the St Helens try line.
With another set of 6 in the bag here. Started by Myler, who finds Monaghan, and Morley.
You just sense that the try line is open to the Warrington side.
Monaghan will go up the middle, then he'll spread it wide to Breers. He'll go further wide again to Grix. What a collision between Grix and Makinson. They both pick themselves up as though nothing has happened. This is Westwood. Westwood hangs on. Carvel takes it off him, and Carvel drops it. And it's a free play.
That would have been interesting, wouldn't it? Because did Carvel actually steal it from his own player? So therefore, was he in an offside position?
I think he'd already passed it to him, Mike.
Yeah, interesting.
Well, the ball's come out there on this occasion. We can have a look and see. Carvel's got it.
A one-on-one steal by Carvel on Westwood.
Eddie, in that whole set, it was Tommy Makinson's decision to come off his wing and clatter into Simon Grix. That's the play of that set, and I believe that that's what stopped Warrington from getting the ball wide and scoring a try. Well done to Tommy Makinson.
Scrum will go down then, and Saints will feed it.
You can afford to be, Eddie, you can afford to be adventurous, you know, try the little short pass, etc. Maybe even the chip over the top, the little dribble kick when you're leading 30 points to 16. And they realise that Saints have got to get out of their own quarter, which will not be easy. I've been impressed with Warrington's defence tonight.
Yes, it's been solid, hasn't it, for much of the time?
Well, for many years, Eddie, James Roby used to be one of the reasons why St Helens got downfield, both his own runs and the work he did for his teammates to get them forward. He isn't there, so St Helens are trying to find a different way, and this time it's a kick from Ohio.
Collected by Chris Riley. And Riley will bring this ball back and give a bit of interest.
And again, you see Ratchford drop into that dummy half situation. He really has been creative, hasn't he? Caused all sort of problems for the Saints defence.
Yes, England international, 1 cap, Stephen Ratchford. Chris Hill, another one, England international. And Michael Monaghan gives it to Paul Wood, who's back. Breers just bounces out of 1 tackle, but Wilkin makes sure he doesn't go too far forward.
I'm not so sure Breers was happy with that pass from Wood. It's not his job to take it up into the heavy defence.
Last tackle coming up here for Warrington, with Breers, who hoists it high. Brilliantly claimed by Monaghan. Great ball round the corner.
Yeah, he's got it right.
Oh, Ben Westwood denied. He's been in 99 for weeks and weeks and weeks, since the very first round of Super League, and he thought this was his moment.
Yep, but it was forward. No doubt about it. This is the referee's view of it.
And it was forward. Got it spot on.
Can St Helens get forward, Eddie? That's the challenge here now. 1 play from puller 2, he's made, what, less than 5 metres. That's pretty good if you can restrict your opponents. Then they've gone wide. They know that's a forward.
That's forward, surely. No, it has been picked up by the touch judge on that far side.
Well, they're having to chance their arm, aren't they, to get out to their own half of the field as Ashley's trapped. Just look how quickly Warrington are moving up in defence.
Quite clearly a forward.
Wilkin, and here's his Turner, and come down the wing here with Gardner. And can Gardner get past Miley? Yes, he can. He's got support inside him as well with Jones. This is a great try from Ohio. Let's Ohio for St Helens. And the try is given by Phil Bentham. And the big question is, was there a forward pass way back downfield on the far side? And Stuart Cummings, you watch this with us. Is this forward?
That pass is forward.
You think?
That pass is forward, yes.
Eddie, watch the fend that A.D. Gardner puts on Richie Myler. Myler's got it for speed. He's going to trap him down, but A.D. Gardner manages to defend. Pass inside. 1 more pass landed in Lance Ohio's hands. It was all that little extra effort from A.D. Gardner to shrug off the defending Richie Myler. We'll get a good look of it now, because he certainly was going to track him down. Boom. Fend goes out. Ball goes in through a pair of hands. Lance Ohio under the post.
Great work from A.D. Gardner. Great work also from Josh Jones.
Yeah,
he turned 20 last week, and Tommy Makinson has plonked the ball over the top of the bar, and look at what we've got now, an 8-point ball game. Saints back in the hunt.
We knew, Eddie, that they had to test the arm. They knew they had to keep it out wide. I thought it was a good angle run by Jordan Turner, but Myler knows. We don't have to tell him. Myler should have gone for the legs. It was a fend by Gardner, Lanto higher, and it was a lovely little pass, wasn't it, by Josh Jones?
Well, how many of you expected this at half-time with the Warrington Wolves ahead by 30 points to 10?
We did.
Did you? Yeah, you can say that. Hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it?
It's called foresight, Eddie.
Yeah, it's called fibbing, Brian.
I tell you what, I thought Warrington's defence in the middle was what forced St Helens to go wide. It's meant some excitement for us. A brilliant try, and now game on in the final quarter.
Very much so. Only 8 points in it, and we've got just less than 19 minutes to go.
Yeah, they're not out of the game. I'm with you, Eddie. I thought it was well and truly over. But time and time again, they just prove it to you, don't they, this Saints outfit. It's been horrific through the early part of the season with all their injuries, and a lot of people perhaps asking the question, was Nathan Brown, would he get sacked? I think it would have been a bit harsh with their injury list, but
I think I heard you asking that question on Backchat, didn't I?
no, it was Rod Studd.
Okay.
I wouldn't dream of saying anything like that. Rod would.
I think he's safe as houses, Nathan Brown.
Yeah, so do I, and I hope so, because he's a fine coach, and he's got them back into this game as well.
Is it easier to be chasing a game here 8 points behind with 20 minutes to go, or is it easier to be 8 points in front? Because the body language from Warrington looks a little flat as they've walked back for that kick.
Well, my answer to that, Phil, is quite simple. I'd like to be in front by 8 points.
Well, here's a very important change, maybe, as Warrington try and work this ball up towards the halfway line on tackle number 4, and they don't make it. Mickey Hyam has returned.
Yeah. That's a smart move by Tony Smith.
I'm talking about St Helens now, is how hard they worked for each other in defence. Cover up for each other's mistakes, because mistakes do come in games, not just referees but players as well. But St Helens were willing to work for the man either side of them. They're going to need to do that today. They've got to chase this game, but they're also playing against a side who are more than capable of extending this scoreline and piling up a couple of tries in a short space of time. So while Saints...
Well, the Saints attack, they're picking out the fact that Richie Myler, he sets himself in defence on this left-hand side. Remember how easy A.D. Gardner just fended him away. So they feel that there's a good opportunity. They're pinpointing Myler, that is for sure, but they're going the other way on this occasion.
Yes, they are with Willie Manu. We get it away to Percival. He's cut down by a fine tackle by Breers. And Wilkin slides the kick in between winger Riley and fullback Ratchford. Ratchford takes control.
That's a great kick. They were stuck on the left-hand touchline. Not an easy place for John Wilkin to kick from, and he's managed to find the ground low and hard. Great kick and a good chase from St Helens.
And now they will hunt the mistake from Warrington. And they really do look like the side that at the moment is energised. This is Hyam, though. And we've got 16 minutes left. Only 8 points the difference. Great finish to day one of the Magic Weekend, which has been entertaining from start to finish. And Magic Weekend Day 2, we're with you on Sky Sports 4 HD tomorrow, 2:55. 3 more cracking games. Salford Widnes, that starts us off at 3 o'clock. Chance for Salford to get off the bottom of the table if they can beat Widnes. Bradford against Huddersfield, who are going well at the top of the table, the Giants. Ooh, a big collision here, 5:15, and Leeds Wigan. That will bring the curtain down for 2013.
You mentioned brick walls earlier, Steve-O, didn't you? A.D. Gardner running into them. Well, a brick wall has just hit Lance Ohio, clipped him. Benny Westwood has left him sprawled out. Nothing in the challenge, nothing malicious, but I just think a connection of knee on thigh, perhaps. Referee's view of it.
It was the left leg that caught Lance Ohio.
That's going to be one of the worst dead legs you'll experience.
And it was a brilliant kick, but what a brave take by Lance Ohio. Nothing untoward with this. Watch Lance Ohio try to just get away from it. Just a collision with the leg against leg, and he would have felt that.
These aren't easy to come back from either, Eddie. Check the onside. Benny Westwood's fine, no problem there. They can start to bleed straight away, and next thing you can't flex your leg. Lance O'Hare will do well to run this one off. I think, in fact, physio's staying with him. They'll keep a close eye on him if they don't pull him off straight away.
That'll be a blow for Saints, with Lafranchi also out of the match with a back spasm. They'll want to keep him out there as long as they possibly can.
Oh, this is a great penalty as far as the Saints are concerned.
This is St Helens' first penalty of the match, by the way.
Well, it's been an open game, isn't it?
Don't think there's been that many, actually.
I think 4 in total, Eddie.
Yes, 3 to the Warrington Wolves. This, the first that St Helens have received.
And that's why we've had 52 points scored. It's been a good game, and you've got to give a lot of credit to this St Helens side. They just never give in, do they?
They never have from minute 1 of Super League all those years ago. Wilkin. Oh, Josh Jones.
Well, he helped create the try. They got them back into it. But I'm afraid this is an error. It wasn't the best pass, but you could see his eye. Watch his eyes look towards the defence rather than go for the ball.
And while you're watching that, bad news for St Helens, because Lance O'Hare is coming off the field. Bill Arthur.
Well, Lance O'Hare is walking towards the sidelines now. They've been having a discussion about whether he's going to stay on or not. Physio Joey Hayes is still out there, and Alex Walmsley, well, you couldn't get much of a bigger contrast in size of players. O'Hare seems to think he wants to stay on. Saints ain't sure that's a good idea, and Nathan Brown, I think it is, has ultimately said, get him off, get Walmsley on there.
Well, they've got a player off, and they haven't seemed to replace him with another player at the moment. I'll have to count up, but they look like they're doing to 12 men. He's just coming on now.
Yes, just coming on. Is there a reason for that, Stuart? Can you not make a change at the scrum?
For a scrum, you can't make an interchange, so that's why they just waited till the scrum ball came out.
What about for an injury, though? If the player was stretched off?
I think if you stretch it off and the referee stopped the clock for that injury, then, you know, it's just common sense, change it over.
This is a free play for Saints. This is a free play for Saints. Now then, what can they conjure up from this?
Well, it looks like Makinson's had to take the full-back position. Obviously, it wasn't going to be Alex Walmsley, the big fella, but this is a golden opportunity. Oh, boy, that was a great hit there by Mickey Hire.
This is Wilkin, who finds Jordan Turner eventually after a pass from Makinson. And Makinson from dummy half. Infield it comes to Wilkin. Wilkin to Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook.
Keep your eye on Soliola out here on this right.
They're coming that way. It's Wilkin, Soliola. They miss him out. They find Makinson instead. This is Josh Jones. Josh Jones out the back door to Gardner, and Saints muscle up. Warrington rather muscle up in defence. Josh Jones. Here now is Nathan Ash. Wilkin and the big fellow, Alex Walmsley. That's the last tackle for the Saints there, exactly 10 metres away and bang in front of the sticks. And as we get the knock on, we get the shout from the referee, advantage. It's that free play rule. Stuart, we've been critical of this free play rule all year. How do you sit with it? What do you think?
I think it's quite exciting at times. You know, I think we started off the season where everybody just decided they were going to kick the ball and chase it. Whereas I think a few teams now have worked out that it's best to keep it in hands and try and get some field position. So I think it's slowly working itself out.
You think it was just early teething problems that made it look so scrappy and so untidy?
Very much so, very much so.
You weren't responsible for bringing it in, were you?
I was on the panel.
Oh, right, OK.
Share the responsibility.
There's a few up here who don't like it, let me tell you.
Well, I don't like it.
You don't like much anyway.
Well, it slows the game down, and, you know, you've got to come back. The crowd go, oh, dearie me.
I think the St Helens fans today, though, have liked what Jordan Turner's done, but he's moved from the right centre to the left side of the field. He's on the far side from now. And if St Helens are to score, I fancy that him and Manu on that left side would probably be their best chance of doing so.
They are running short of strike players, though, aren't they? Lance O'Hare off. And they've got all the injuries as well. And talking of injuries, actually, we should also say that out for Warrington tonight, Hodgson, Bridge and Harrison, they're all out. for Warrington. He's only just come back, Lee Breers. Adrian Morley's just back tonight as well.
Eddie, we're going to have a fascinating last 10 minutes because they're still that 8 points behind. Brett Hodgson and Chris Bridge watching on as their team try and defend this 8-point lead and have St. Helens turn the ball over. They have now. They're going to have to defend. I know they need 8 points to draw level, but if they don't defend, this team will score.
So Warrington then looking to close the game out if they can. This is the youngster Ben Curry. And Curry driving the legs towards that line. He's held up. He'll play it to high and look out. Red for danger. Good work by Jordan Turner.
Tremendous upper body strength there from Turner. It had to be.
Ratchford off the deck to Griggs. Griggs then in field to Myler. Myler gives it to Waterhouse. They've got the man out wide. It was Riley. 2 tries in the first half on a hat-trick now, Chris Riley, but St. Helens wise to the event this time. He goes down on the last.
Myler needs this.
And Myler gets it, slides the kick through. And it's a knock-on. Play on. Stuart Howarth.
Yeah, he tried to get it, he just bobbled up in front. And
more pressure coming in on this St. Helens defensive line then.
Came forward. It was a strong kick by Richie Myler. They got the tactics right. Good, solid, hard work. They know that they got the lead.
Well, St. Helens have kept their opponents. It's off the knee, isn't it, there, to the player? Is he in front of him?
And then there was a knock-on then by the big man.
There's an argument for letting that go through to the full-back, Phil. It's a really difficult take that Stuart Howard was trying to pull off. And he had his full-back covering across. It might have been the option to let it go to him, possibly go dead, but let the full-back deal with it.
That was very fortunate. You can see Jordan Turner come out of the line, left a huge gap. Irons close.
He is very close, and St. Helens wrestling back a couple of metres, told to release him by the referee. Ratchford from dummy half finds Breers. Breers then to Myler. Myler short ball, and this is Waterhouse who'll stretch out, and Waterhouse gets his second try, and will probably win the match for the Warrington Wolves. Trent Waterhouse, former Australian international, played State of Origin for New South Wales. 2 tries against the Saints in the playoff win last September. That was his first 2-try display in 3 years. Here's his second.
And it all came about, Eddie, by being the composed player. It was Myler that put the kick in that got the second set of 6 consecutive. And it was a beautiful little pass here. See how it just sucked him through. He has the power, this guy. No controversy around this one, that's for sure. He gets away. That is a great effort.
Tall man, telescopic arms, big fingers around the ball. 4 points to Warrington. Well, these supporters have been to Wembley more times than enough in recent years. They went to Old Trafford last year, came back beaten by the Leeds Rhinos. Is this to be their year for a title for the first time since 1955? They have the credentials, don't they? And Ratchford adds the extras. 22-36. I suppose that should be it, but with St. Helens, in whatever guise they're playing in, you never know.
I think this is all about the composure that Warrington has seen. Okay, they saw that St. Helens got within 8 points, got back into it. They didn't panic, Eddie. They've got the players out on the field of play, like Lee Breers, Richie Myler. They know they get the kicking game, turn them around, and that's the finesse that is being brought to this side by the coach, Tony Smith.
7 minutes remaining. 14 points the difference. Saints beat Warrington in the playoffs last September, only to lose to them in the grand final qualifier later on. Mickey Heim, though, comes up with an error, gets a pat on the back and a rub of the head. Just a little knock on, just trying to force the pace, force the issue.
Well, I think Stuart Howard didn't go for the ball, he went for the ball carrying arm. And that's the reason why the official, Phil Bentham, has given Saints a slight chance
Mickey Hyam had a look at the big screen over in the far corner then, and it was a philosophical little look on his face.
Boy, did someone strike inside that scrum?
Not allowed, Stuart, is it?
Of course it is. Of course it is.
You just don't see it much.
No. Well, you got to have long legs when they put the ball at the loose forward's feet.
Plenty of long legs here. Look at this fellow getting to his feet now. Walmsley plays the ball to Howard. Soliola. Stuart Howard fires the pass to Wilkin, and here's Manu, Willie Manu. He was hunted down though by Curry and by Hill. Walmsley again turns his back, finds Wilkin, good ball, and wide they come to Gardner, and Warrington muscle up and shuffle across in defence. Here's Nathan Ash, New Zealand born Nathan Ash, by the way, through the academy system at St Helens. And that's Makinson, short ball to Louis McCarthy. Scarsbrook.
Good work by Simon Griggs.
It's the turnover.
Yeah, trying to force a power play. He knows it's been a tough evening. Nathan Brown. It's been a tough season, hasn't it?
It has. He was ecstatic on Monday, unlikely. He'll be disappointed again tonight, but I'm sure we'll point to the experience for some of his younger players.
I think the thing that Nathan Brown will have in his mind, and maybe even reminding his players, is that you can win this competition from 5th, possibly even below. But they'll obviously have to get into that position to do so, and they'll need to string a few wins together towards the end of the season. But
I heard Rod Studd describe 5th as the coveted 5th place in Super League.
Well, it's probably better than finishing 4th.
Yes, it probably is, actually.
And talking of which, back chat, don't miss Tuesday. We have plenty to talk about.
Yes, I'm sure you have after today, and what's to come tomorrow we'll all wait and see. And I bet the referee's Twitter account will be alive tonight.
Have to wait for Tuesday.
All right, you're not allowed to Twitter until Tuesday.
Apparently not.
Oh, okay. Super League back chat Tuesday. Steve-O will be twittering and wittering with Rod.
How many times do I have to tell you, I am not on Twitter.
No, I use the word as you can Twitter. You can Twitter. You do on a regular basis.
I can irritate people, yes. But not twittering.
No, birds Twitter, don't they?
Good game, this. Oh, good work. Fantastic stuff. Great work by the hooker, Mickey Hyam. You mentioned it, Eddie. You know, Tony Smith, he could change the game, and he has. You know, they were under the cosh. Saints were looking as though they're going to get back into it. Oh, back to 6.
Went for the interception. This is Griggs, and Griggs will wrap up the win for Warrington. No doubts now. Tries given. Jordan Turner went for the big play, went for the interception. They have suffered these people so many times against St Helens. They will celebrate this win tonight because it's a significant win.
Certainly is. They paid the price. Turner coming out of the line. He's done that quite a few times in this game, and it would create the overlap and the opportunity for Griggs. And smiles all round on the Warrington side, and rightly so. 11 tries in this game gives you some indication that all the fans have certainly, and the viewers, they've had value for money. You take the risk, and sometimes you pay the price. And Griggs has brought up try number 11 of this game. Mile has been inventive. He's always given his all, isn't he? Mickey Hyam. And this was a nice dummy and a nice finish. That's it. You're right, Eddie. Nice footwork from the players.
Wolfie's pretty happy with things as well. So Ratchford, 6 from 6, and they've all been difficult. They have all been difficult. And that is a belting kick again from Ratchford. 7 from him. Griggs with a try. Comprehensive in the end.
And surely the fullback, Stefan Ratchford, would be in the running for our legend to select the man of the match. He He has been outstanding.
Well, Lee Crooks was a goal kicker of some repute in his time. You never know.
He was, one we'll see soon, just over a couple of minutes' time. But I'll tell you, Simon Griggs will be in for a shout as well. He's one of those players, like Stephen Ratchford, a natural footballer. John Wilkin is another one. They can slot it loose forward. You can play him at hooker. You can play him in the centres, as he is doing tonight. Simon Griggs got over for a try on that occasion. I think he's a player that teammates like to have in their side.
Yes, he's played 7 at second row, 3 at loose forward, and tonight this was his 7th appearance in the centres. So he's got great versatility. And John Wilkin is just asking the referee a question as skipper.
And politely, too, which is good. It's been played in good spirits, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. The Warrington supporters are enjoying this.
Well, the second half's ended up 12-all, hasn't it? It's a very even contest since the half-time router, but that 20-point lead in the first half was never really going to be challenged. You know that Warrington are going to score some points in a half of rugby league, and they were going to score some here today.
So here's Wood for the Warrington Wolves as we enter the last 30 seconds of day 1 of the Magic weekend. Been tremendous, been some great entertainment. Here goes Mickey Hyam, and Mickey Hyam has got Myler with him. He also has support from Adrian Morley, and Morley crowns his comeback to the Super League.
He cannot believe it, Eddie. He has put himself in a position, and look at what it means to this team.
Well, if you ever doubted that Adrian Morley was a popular member of this Warrington team, you have got the proof there that he most certainly is. The final siren in the background. Look at the smile on Adrian Morley's face. Over 500 Kabir appearances. He's missed 3 months with a bicep tear. He can't believe that he's got over for a try at the Magic weekend. Adrian, you have, and well done.
Beautiful play, wasn't it? Mickey Hyam threw the dummy, confused everyone. And then I'm going to go over and score a try. Amazing. How on earth did Adrian Morley get himself into that position? There he is. He's saying, if I get this, and I have got it. Oh, boy.
And cue the celebrations and cue the smiles for the only man still playing in Super League who was in the competition in the first season. Incredible at 36. Ratchford adds his 8th successful kick. Warrington have won by 48 points to 22, and Morley, the man of the moment. It has been played in great spirit.